Now look at the very mechanism of knowledge. There is a knowledge, there is a process of knowledge, there is a knower at one end, and there is the known, the object of knowledge at the other end.
Mhm.
Now, as long as there is this essential duality between the knower and the known, there always has to be inevitably a certain lapse time or lapse distance between the knower and the known. Right? So, this is the objective or subjective transmission of knowledge, which is called the process of knowing.
Okay.
Now, this process of knowing is defined by the mode of knowledge in which you're functioning. For instance, I want to know what that is. So I perceive it first as an object. Then I recognize it in the mind as a cup, a white cup that contains water, out of which I can drink. Now, this mode of knowledge is twofold. One is sensorial. I cognize it as an object.
Mhm.
Then it's intellectual. I label it, name it as a cup. And when I name it as a cup, I also give it a function. I drink out of it.
Mhm.
So there is a distance between the one who knows that as a cup and the object that gets known as a cup. So this is actually, by Vedantic understanding, in Vedantic understanding, this is second-hand knowledge already. Why second-hand? Because I'm relying on my senses to perceive what it is. And I'm relying on a conditioned intellectual mind to label it as a cup. It's learned. If I were not brought up in a civilized society, for instance, I wouldn't know it's a cup. I would,
Okay.
you know, if that movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy, where they drop a bottle from a plane,
Yes.
and there's this pygmies, I think, or
Aboriginal. They're Aboriginal.
Aboriginal Africans who they don't know what it is.
As a matter of fact,
And the
that's
whole
where
movie is
that's
based on
what
that
I had
bottle.
in my mind when you were describing
Yeah.
that.
So the whole movie is based on this guy who doesn't know what this thing is. Yeah. So the intellectual mode of knowledge is missing in that person. What's only working is the sensorial. Now, the
Right?
sensorial, again, a lot of Vedanta can be explained, although approximately, by physics. So, what we see as an object out there, the physics of it is very different from what is seen. So, the reality of that object can actually sensorially be never known. For instance, can you feel it? You get the texture of it.
Yeah.
So now, if I were to locally anesthetize your fingers, would you feel the texture?
No.
No.
But I would feel
If
the
I were
weight.
to, yes, you would feel the weight. Now, if I were to put you into a zero G chamber, would you feel the weight?
No.
No, great. If I were to put some filtered glasses in you, would you see the color white?
No.
No. And if I were to put some chemical on your
Light of
tongue,
cane.
and would you taste the water in it?
No.
So our whole knowledge construct of that as a cup is actually false, or twice or thrice removed from reality. I wouldn't use the word false because it is not false to the senses, but it is twice to thrice removed from reality.
Okay. I actually followed you on that. I got
Right,
that.
Right. So it's
So-
not first-hand knowledge. I'm saying something more profounder than just answering Dr. Singh's question.
Well,
What I'm saying
ready
is
to ask another
there
question.
is no knowledge at all possible to the human mind which is first-hand. Knowledge by definition cannot be first-hand.
Okay.
As long as we are functioning out of the knowledge-knower duality. The knower-known duality, the knower-known duality. So if we want to come to another kind of knowledge, another mode of knowledge, and perhaps we won't even be using the word knowledge anymore. So this essential duality between the knower and the known must be resolved. We must resolve it in a non-duality. And that's where the mind ceases, as it were, because that resolution into non duality is possible only in experience.